Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good morning. Or at the very least, I hope you have the morning that you've been voting for and that you wanted to have happen because of your vote. I hope you have the consequences from that. I've been looking at a lot of content lately that has to do with racism. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot because, I've said for years and years and years and years that I can't believe it's, and then fill in the year. And we're still dealing with this shit that people think that they are superior because of the color of their skin. And other people are, of course, by default, according to that idea, inferior because of the color of their skin. It's an accident of birth. We all know that. Anybody with any kind of brains understands this. But this isn't about brain. This is about an entire personality that people have built. It's a cult. It's the cult of whiteness, isn't it? And I'm just so disgusted by it. I'm so disgusted. It is 2026. We're at the end of June now. And this shit should have been, we should have evolved past this a long, long time ago. We should have evolved past all these racist dog whistles of calling black women men and insulting them. We should have gone past the point where we talk about all immigrants and specifically blacks, and nowadays the buzzword is Haitians. We should have gone way past the part where people get away with calling them, they're all criminals, they're all stealing and lying and cheating. We should be past all that shit, and we're not. And for the longest time, I really was the eternal octopus? No, that's not right. Optimist. And, I really believed in humanity. I thought, eventually we're going to get past this. We're going to get through this. We're going to see that everybody's the same under the skin. We're all just people. We're trying to, live our lives, raise our families, get our bills paid on time, maybe have a little bit left over for like a vacation or two, be able to eat, buy a new car once in a few years. That's what I thought we all had in common. And I still believe that the biggest lie that we are told and that we buy into ourselves is that we're all separate. We're not. We're not. We never have been. That's right up there with thinking yourself superior because you follow one religion or another. My invisible friend will beat up your invisible friend. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? We have entire wars that are being fought over just that. Instead of saying, oh, okay, that's your belief, cool. And letting it end there, right? We've got to impose our beliefs on everybody else. And yes, I know I'm trying to impose my belief here, but you get what I'm driving at. Historically speaking, white people have gone in and destroyed every culture they could get their hands on that was not pure white. People talk about how, white people built America. No, they didn't. They destroyed entire African, villages and did horrible, frickin' horrific, monstrous things to people and destroyed families. And I can't even wrap my head around the atrocities that white people committed in order to have free labor for this country. The cotton industry was built on that. The cobalt industry and all of that. It was built on slave labor. It was built on destroying races of people for profit. Which is why a lot of these content creators nowadays are talking about, and I think it's long overdue to talk about how capitalism is just rooted in blood and suffering. Even now, maybe especially now, I don't know. But I've just kind of come to the conclusion that there's always going to be people who feel comfortable enough with the lies that they've been told and the ones they make up themselves that we're white and we're naturally superior to everybody else. There's always going to be people like that, and it's pretty horrible to recognize that as a human trait. Even so, even though this is reality, I think that it is incumbent on us as white people, and I'm, I can say honestly, I'm only half white. I'm half Mexican, and I've had my own troubles with racism being directed at me over the years, particularly when I was younger and I had more time to sit out and get a tan. I was a lot browner back then. But it's incumbent on us, it's our responsibility to look at that history, to read the real history, get the real books, on race and what was done, for all those hundreds and hundreds of years by white people to other nations, and really try to understand our responsibility in all of this, because we are not separate from other nations. We're not separate from other countries, especially now. We can be in another country in a matter of hours. We need to understand, if we are people that wish to eradicate the subconscious racism that we're all raised with, the internalized racism, we need to be aware, and we need to search out and seek out the information of the races that have been hurt, that it has been an American policy to hurt, a political policy to hurt and damage for money. I have started to follow a lot of people of color on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm not saying that to virtue signal at all. Like, oh, look at me, no, it doesn't make me enlightened. Nothing makes me enlightened, it doesn't. But what I will say is, I think it is important for us to follow those content creators and shut up. Don't comment. Give a like or a heart or whatever you want to do, but don't comment. They don't need your comments. They don't need your point of view. You don't need to center yourself as a white person in those comments and wave your little flag and say, well, I'm not like that. And no. Shut it. Shut it. Do not. Just sit and listen and let it get into your consciousness how much anger, rightful and righteous anger, these people have at how they have been treated and how they are being treated today. And try to understand that Black culture and Hispanic culture, all of these cultures, Filipino culture, everyone who is not white, they have something to say about how they've been treated. And it's a point of view that we, as people who are privileged, would not necessarily know about or recognize. And as I said, just don't comment. They don't need your comments. They don't. You don't have to defend yourself. If you feel like defensive about it, that's something that you need to look at. This is just my, this is my take. And I think in general, we all need to continue to just try to be better humans. I try every day to be a better human, and sometimes I fail frickin' miserably, but I'm still trying, as long as I can, that's what I'm going to do. So have a good day, be a good human, try to be kind to each other, especially in this brutal time of people feeling very comfortable with cruelty. Kindness is about as punk as you can get. Take care, guys. Have a good day.